House Leader, third party.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. In 2008, GT Farms began digging a hole on their property in Kingburn near Shawnigan Lake. Nearby residents began to express concern as the hole steadily increased in size, ultimately looking a whole lot like a quarry. However, Ministry of Mines and Ministry of Agriculture agreed that this was not a quarry, it was, quote, an irrigation pond. And yet, like a quarry, rock was being removed by dump trucks traveling down a narrow road through this residential neighbourhood. When the residents raised concerns in 2009, they were informed by Ministry of Mines that the property had no permits in place for mining or quarrying and issued a cease and desist order, which was soon rescinded, and the activity continued. Here we are 10 years later. The hole on this property very much appears to be a quarry that has operated without a permit for over a decade. And what is the Ministry of Energy and Mines' solution to this? Give the landowner an opportunity to apply for a permit 10 years after he has apparently begun quarrying. My questions for you, Honourable Speaker, is for the Minister of Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources. Does she think it's appropriate for her ministry to reward rule-breaking by issuing permits after quarrying has taken place on a property without permits for years on end?
Minister, Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker, and thank you to the member for the question and for raising this issue that's important to her constituents. As she pointed out, in 2009, the government of the day determined that the activities of the site were for agricultural purposes. Then in 2016, as the operations had expanded, the government, again of the day, took another look and concluded that, yes, a Mines Act permit was required. So in 2017, the company sent in their application for the proper permit. We received that on June 10th, 2017. We asked the committee to revise that application, and we received the revised application on March 9th, 2018. Since then, we have been working to ensure that the public is involved and that they have their opportunity to comment. We've referred the issue to other agencies as well as First Nations for consultation, and that consultation is ongoing, Honourable Speaker. And we will make sure, as we must do, that the appropriate permits are in place and regulations are indeed followed.
House Leader, third party on a supplemental.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'm concerned that the message that this sends is that rules don't actually matter. If you break them, we will fix them for you. Local residents have identified several serious shortfalls with the permit application, including stating that the project started, quote, with approval, claiming that the project is not within a community watershed, which it is, and submitting inaccurate hand-drawn maps. Residents have also raised concerns about lack of public consultation and have serious and ongoing concerns about the safety and reliability of their drinking water, which is drawn from an aquifer they worry is being impacted by these quarrying activities. My question for you, Honourable Speaker, is again to the Minister of Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources. Can she commit to addressing the serious concerns raised by the residents of the Kingburn area and commit to a public meeting as part of the permitting process for this application?
Minister, Energy, Mines and Petroleum Resources.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. And it is a statutory decision maker who oversees this process. And that individual has assured myself that he's committed to working with all partners and taking public feedback into account as he works through the process on this permit. Honourable Speaker, I want to make sure that the member knows that we are committed to making sure that her and her staff are fully informed, they are fully kept up to date, so that she can continue advocating for her constituents on this issue.